Hello, Perceptive Reader. Welcome to the Sage's Lifetimes. This is what I want to share with you about inquiring of prospects, people, business, marketing, things of that nature. There's so much availability and access that the technology of today has given us that sometimes people, because of not being informed or really are informed, but it doesn't matter to them, they will use means and technology in ways that still literally was meant for you to, hey, you either put pen to paper, um, you either ask questions through some other way. It's one thing to, get feedback from people. Here I am talking about surveys and reading what was said about the service at this company or this restaurant or what have you. Yet, what I'm mentioning is there are things on a more personal level that even goes beyond the business. And so sometimes I've heard quite a bit over the years uh, people express who they will do business with and who they won't do business with. Yet, the way that they're set up, as far as not really having what I call a public help desk, you see, a public help desk where they will make sure whoever is inquiring about this or that is actually responded to, not ignored. Yeah, not ignored. Then that's the reason. Well, I'm gonna tell you one of the reasons why they use other means. That I say again, it doesn't always help. Uh, there are certain people that if you use those type of surveillance and paying money systems and things of that nature on it, it actually can cause very detrimental harm to the individual. Um, that's why I'm going to stick to just on the basic level of to help your business, to help you, if you're in that type of situation where some people call yourself independent and things of that nature. There's nothing wrong with having a help desk, an honest help desk with integrity, and you know what else? There's nothing wrong with you still reaching out, so to speak, to inquire exactly what is what. And that has been uh, ma- a maturity, if you will, that some persons learned over the years from when they were a young age. Some people, because of what they were taught, they were just saying they were taught that this is the way that you do business in this way and that way. And it really left out what I would call a well established help desk that they truly needed, whether they did it for themselves. Now, I admit some people got to help desk, and some people, yeah, if they want to ignore you, then they have, of course, the right to ignore you. What I would still emphasize is this, though: don't turn around in the interest of wanting to get to know the person. Then some of the surveillance technology means of finding out about that person, uh, you have to still be very careful about that. Uh, I'm not getting specific as to some of the ways that persons who got deep pockets find out about you. But normally, remember I told you there are some people who can do things of that nature, and it's really in the balance. I don't know if I want to even use that word balance, but the intention is totally in their mind in an upright way and with the authority you see that they have. Yet, there's a lot of persons who just fall into the area of wanting to have something to talk about even on the level of just plain being nosy, that shouldn't be using those types of methods at all. And if they happen to be in a business department or what have you, that have access to human resources, people's business, and things of that nature, that they shouldn't frivolously be giving that information to anybody, at all. You see, and yet I found out through, I talk about white collar crime at times, that the integrity was not even there in some of these human resources department, and it caused people to lose their identity, to have their identity stolen. So that's what I mean when I tell you, persons don't even have to really hack or place a virus on your system anymore. They got too many back doors and access to systems that it doesn't require elaborate hacking, figuring out passwords at all. All they had to do was actually, seriously, forge the so-called papers, the right papers. I say that loosely or what have you, to have these stumbling blocks, these leveraging tools, these surveillance tools used against you as a whole system and machine. And it ended up working on a level. Well, they twisted the 666, that some people, it's like that's their favorite number in the sense, and it's not, and it has nothing to do with any evil intentions either. It's just a part of their their nomenclature, uh, their way of viewing money and stuff. Well, I won't even get into that. But my whole point is, you got some people, they are the ones who flip that whole type of system upside down and actually harm people with all this type of technology, finances, and streams that's all tied together to actually destroy that person's identity and their reputation, to even go to businesses, worthwhile businesses that'll pay them what they're supposed to be paid, that will receive their streams, their video streams, etc., etc. So we truly have learned a way to kill a person, to kill an individual, without even, really physically, with at least with their own hands, attack them. But make no mistake about it, everything that was leveraged against them, I would say, still falls into that category of a major crime being committed against that person. And I would say any company or institution that participated in it should not continue to heap heavy sin and debt that would be before God in trying to ignore that situation, and just go ahead and find a way to just compensate the person. Otherwise, as I said before, on this serious level, I've said before about the way that Jesus ransom sacrifice works and things of that nature. I told you there's not really one sin that a person can't mention, including robbing and stealing, that can't be forgiven. The whole point is, you still have to stop the robbing and stealing in order to receive, to accept the ransom sacrifice. You can't keep destroying a person's life and then thinking that that ransom sacrifice is being applied to you, because it's really saying, no, Jesus, I don't want your ransom sacrifice because I want to still keep doing this. So my whole point is, I started with the beginning. Uh, to resolve problems, instead of rolling thoughts in your mind as an as an excuse to say, uh, uh, okay, you can ignore the person, but there's still no excuse for saying that person has nothing that you want at this time, or I don't believe this person. then you still turn around and what? Still take from that person? See, no, the motive is not truly right. The point is, you don't care enough for that person to really do honest business with them. But then you turned around and just turned that person into a perk that maybe you can scam or take away from. And that's what I would say all this illegal surveillance ends up doing as well. That persons end up saying they just want to get to know the person, but then they turned around and they fleeced them. You see, fleeced them to a very detrimental degree. Now that's a fact, and there's no excuse for it. None at all. Even if you don't like the person, there's no excuse for it. Have a wonderful day. This was the Sage's Lifetime. Take care.